Hi everyone, and welcome at NASCAR season. NASCAR's new racing season is about to start, and although the sport started way back in 1948, this sport continues to grow and achieve many milestones. If we look at the cars used by NASCAR from Season 1 to Season 75, today's cars are certainly more advanced and safer and have more features. But this change did not happen in a single day. This journey has been made over the years, and every season there has been an effort to improve the cars. After that effort, today we have these safe and modern cars competing in NASCAR. But now recently the news has come out that a new problem has arisen in the Gen cars used in the 2023 season. What is this problem? And are the racers able to race in a few days? We give you all the new details in this video. But first, please subscribe to the channel to get every update of the NASCAR season on time. That said, let's get started. You'll recall that in October 2022, NASCAR's top leadership did a 75-minute talk announcing that the cars to be used in the 2023 season would be updated and made safer for drivers. It was said the new Gen car expects a new rear clip, rear bumper structure, and center section. This was done because drivers had complained in previous seasons that they were experiencing more routine crashes than before that had to be avoided. After this meeting, the drivers were presented with data and informed about the new improvements, how these vehicles will be safer than the first vehicles, and how they will be able to withstand accidents without being destroyed. After the meeting, many people expressed satisfaction, but many officials still had reservations. When asked about this, famous player and RFK Racing co-owner Brad Keselowski said, "Sometimes we need that," Brad Keselowski told reporters. "You're gonna have ups and downs and some viewpoints of, oh, I didn't see it that way, but now I understand the logic, and then some disagreements. But I think more or less we're on the right path, just not pleased with where we're at today." After that, the matter was closed for some time. But recently, NASCAR officials planned a 2-day test week at Phoenix Raceway on January 25 and 26 to review updates and complete testing of the new cars. The main objective of the 2-day exercise was to test the new cars' rules packages, aerodynamics alterations, and trial runs for rev and other features. 6 Cup Series teams participated in this testing exercise held at the Arizona Oval. This testing session was divided into 5 subsessions. In the first session, a practice run was conducted during which the current rules were followed, while in the remaining 4 sessions, different combinations were tried. In this exercise, it was the responsibility of the drivers and teams to evaluate the new aerodynamic improvements and to test the traffic and passing ability of the vehicles to see how much improvement has been achieved. A total of 6 teams participated in this racing test, and 1 car from each team participated. Here are the names of these 6 teams. 1. Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet. 2. RFK Racing Ford. 3. Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. 4. Team Penske Ford. 5. Legacy Motor Club Chevrolet. 6. JTG Daugherty Racing Chevrolet. If we talk about the players participating in these teams, their details were as follows. Trackhouse Racing was entered by Russ Chastain driving the number 1 car. Brad Keselowski of RFK Racing, who is also the team's co-owner, drove the number 6 car. Also, Christopher Bell of Joe Gibbs Racing drove the number 20 car, while Joey Logano of Team Penske Ford drove the number 22 car. As for the other 2 teams, Jimmy Johnson from Legacy Motor Club drove the number 43 car, while Ricky Stenhouse from JTG Daugherty Racing drove the number 47 car. Nothing can be definitively said about what conclusion the NASCAR management has reached after this testing, but the details that have come to us so far are shared with you. So far, sources have said that the changes made to the cars have made it a bit difficult to drive, but it is fun. Also, it is being reported that new vehicles are slipping and sliding more than before. These changes to the underwing were designed to create more downforce in the rear and enabled NASCAR officials to test the shorter spoiler heights. Don't fret, the small spoiler offsets the increased downforce, so there really isn't much of a difference from 2022. When a driver Stenhouse was asked about all this, he said that, "I think all of that was a positive. but it's still racing and the second car is always going to be at a disadvantage. It's just trying to cut that gap down a little bit. I'd like a little less spoiler, maybe a little more horsepower. Apart from this, during the 30 to 40 lap races during the testing, the drivers got an opportunity to handle these vehicles in traffic, which gave them an idea of how these vehicles perform in different conditions. When another driver, Logano, was asked about all this, he said that, "Until you race a car without a body on it, you're going to fight aero. You're creating downforce with a body, whether you're racing sprint cars, cup cars, or go-karts. Once you start relying on downforce, you're going to have turbulent air when you're behind a car. There's no fix to it, but there's ways to lessen it. We will try our best to share with you as soon as we get more details about this." Let us tell you here that before this testing session, NASCAR Vice President of Vehicle Performance, Dr. Eric Jacuzzi, also expressed his opinion. He said, "It doesn't lose as much front downforce when it's behind another car, so it doesn't push as it gets closer." He further added, "You can tie it back to if you watch the cars run on the track, right? You notice they run nose up a lot, and it's because the more air you can put to the diffuser, the more downforce it makes in the back," Jacuzzi says. "So we made these changes that put more air to it, so that lets us knock the spoiler height down and still be at roughly the same downforce that we were at the start of the year. We assume that teams have gained a little bit, just optimizing where they can build things. So we're roughly in the same spot that we were at the start of last year, but with a much smaller spoiler." Giving his opinion about mufflers and car sounds, Dr. Jacuzzi said, "It's a little less harsh, it's still going to be loud, and you should still wear ear protection, all those things, but it's just going to knock some of that edge off. It's not quite as aggressive, but it'll sound the same." Jacuzzi's statement defies all those who believe that the new cars would be quieter, and that drivers would not have to wear anything for ear protection. Apart from this, when Dr. Jacuzzi was asked about tire rubbers and wheels, he said, "What we're doing is we have these panels that essentially seal the front splitter to the hood, if you will," Jacuzzi says, "and we're hoping that the rubber that normally would get thrown onto the splitter and then sort of make its way under the car will be mitigated. We're going to run the first day without them, ask the teams not to clean anything up so that we can photograph everything, and we have a lot of pictures throughout the year. But then the second day, we ask them to clean everything out and then install these panels. And at the end of the day, we'll revisit and see, have we affected this? And we're pretty confident that this will solve a lot of our problems." These were the details that have reached us so far. Do you think new cars will perform better than the old ones? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today's video. Like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.